here and I am back for more crafty goodness. I don't even think I did my intro last time. So give me just a second here. Gotta find my live. Home. There I am. And it's working. So we're gonna go ahead and copy that link and share it over to Facebook. I've already got that open. I love all this technical stuff. My husband started looking at equipment to do more than one screen. So I was like, ooh, that's expensive. That's expensive. Okay, so let's move this one. We'll scroll that up and click post. And then we'll get out of there. And we'll make the screen bigger with the chat on the side. Great. So we're all ready. So welcome back to live number 4. I almost went like this again. 4. Yes, I can count. I just have trouble with nerves and stuff like that in my hands since my heart attack, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Hoodies are my thing during the winter. In case you're wondering, why is she always in a hoodie? I'm always cold. Always. I have a heating pad that I normally put on my lap, and that's how my day goes. So I am working with Notes of Nature, one of the stamp sets, one of the sentiments over here, and then this beautiful die right here. I love those two. It's such a great combination. Hey, Sandy. Of course, I was crafty chatting with my friends the other day, and of course, I had to get started on these. We're also going to be using the Nature Sweetness, and you can kind of get an idea of the different prints here. There's so much more in this set. And then some white cardstock from Stampin' Up! As well. All the products that I'm using today. Can I say all? Most of the products I'm using today are indeed from Stampin' Up! And of course, you can find a demonstrator near you if you just visit stampinup.com. Search for demonstrator. And when you do, there are so many amazing demonstrators. I'll be joining in just a few months again, taking a little break. Got some drama on the campus that my son's going on. Lost a grant. Need I say more? Okay. Well, before I begin, I wanted to show you some of the ways that you can use this paper and the stamp sets to create cards for both women and men. So I'm going to show you one of my guy ideas. This has got some stamping with a couple of those background stamps. So for this, I used this one, and then a sentiment. So I used that right there, as well as the leaves and the, I'm going to call them weeds. I know they're supposed to be flowers, but they look like weeds to me. So made that one. Little bit of the strip of that die, and I'm going similar style. So a couple of the cards that I made, another card for a guy, slim line, omit the gold trim, go with some twine, just a neutral twine, and it's even more based for guys. Get rid of the greenery, you've got it right there. So it's a guy-girl card. This one, again, same sentiment I'm going to be using today. Same pattern paper and stuff, just in a little bit different way. Here's another one. And what I do during the day is I sit down with a group of amazing women, not every day, sometimes, and almost every weekend we do this. We sit down and we just craft together. And we have an amazing conversation about what's going on in our lives. What are we finding out there in the world? And it's a good time. I enjoy it. There's 5 of us. Sometimes there's 6 of us. Sometimes there's more. Sometimes we have friends that join in and everything else. The last one I made this morning, and I just want to show you that the little tag is hanging. I added just a simple strip inside, no details inside other than that little strip of paper. I had a little piece left over from here. So great ideas, simple ideas to create some beautiful cards. Today's card is this one right here. And again, I don't have a center for it. I don't do Normally, I don't fill in the insides. I'm just not that way. This is a set of 6 cards. And what I love about it is it's for the guys, but it can go for the girls too. I love the large florals, and this is print in the paper pack, and you have to fussy cut these. So let me show you a couple different ones that we've got here. So I don't know what kind of bean that is or seed, but it looks like a pistachio. You've got cocoa, and then you've got the vanilla. Okay, so I've already created a second vanilla, and we're going to create 2 cards. Got a layer already done, already stamped. It's going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let me go ahead and put my mount up. Oh, wait. I'm getting excited. Wait, slow your roll, Eva. If you go check out Stampin' Up! Today, they have added new items to the SAB availability, $50, $100 range for every $50 or $100 you buy. There are new products in there. I just got, you're not going to believe this. I got 48 sheets of DSP free. They got new kits out, 2 new kits. They're adorable. Like I said, I got ahead of myself. I was like, I know I have to talk about something. What I really got to create a list. Aw, thanks. I appreciate it. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I really didn't like plan on anything, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, was that pretty. I was like, oh, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I want it really, really bad. I gotta have it. So I'm just gonna put some pieces over here off to the side for my cards so I know where everything's at. So let's take those and that one and those. We're going to put these pieces. Now, on my die cuts, what I do to give it a little bit more stability is I die cut, or my fussy cutting on DSP, I add a little die cut in the back. Sometimes it's just a piece of paper. Sometimes it's a die cut to give it a little bit more oomph. When I go ahead and put my dimensionals up, let's grab some dimensionals. I'm going to grab that, and I might just add some twine to these. Natural twine. So hang on while I get my camera mount over here and get you guys put up in the cheap seats. I said it right this time. Cheap seats. Just can't turn that power button. Cannot hit the power button. Did I not boop it? No, I didn't boop it. I'm doing a Jean Bobish here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I have a little bit of this print that's got gold and white and a little bit of writing. It's got some splatter. It's really cute. It's got a little flower in it. Then that die cut that I showed you, the die, this is what it looks like when it's fully made. So you got 9 holes in it. Lots of different ways to use that, and I've done it in a lot of different ways. And then I've got a partial piece, and at the end of these, there's only 3 little lines. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there. You can see the 3 little lines. And so when I cut this, I made sure that I got 3 little lines to make sure it's nice and even. And again, I don't know how you find it. So when I cut the larger one, I had these little pieces left. I was like, oh, I can cut those to make another one. Just another way to save a little material. And again, I used a die and I cut off the ends to get that dash line at the top, to kind of repeat the dash line that's going through here. So here's my sentiments. I'll put those right there. I was like, do I have to? I have to. Okay. So I've already laid my DSP on here. That is 4 by 5 1/4 on an A2 base or a no card base. Always love it like that. Please make sure that you go ahead and like and follow my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and put some adhesive on the first one, and we're gonna take this one by one. We're not gonna try to do multiples. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of this and this. I'm gonna move that to the other card, my little strip, so that we're only focusing on one card at a time. And I'll put my twine right there. So I've got my foam on the back of this, and I'm just going to go ahead and place it down. My garbage can got moved. It's a little far. So I had to decide which way this went. And I think the final decision was that the stem goes to the bottom and everything else goes to the top. And then I noticed it was, wow, this is really wide. So I got to make sure everything fits. So that's what I did. It went almost to the edge on both sides. Okay. For the rest of it, it was super easy. I'm going to put this over here. So I've got my piece here. And one of these still needs to be trimmed up. Or no, they're both trimmed. Okay. So I got to use this piece, or I could use the longer piece that I've already cut for. You can see it just leaves a little bit. So I'm going to cut these till they got 3 on each, and I should have the right length. Does that mean they're going to be perfect? No, that doesn't mean they're going to be perfect, but that's okay. Imperfect is fine. So we've got 2 of those, should be at the right length. We're just going to use a little bit of my runner. And again, I'm going to flip this around. New desks have been ordered. I'm very excited. Oh, that's a little long. Right on the 3. There we go. So I'm going to put this over here and leave just a little bit of space. Like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, making sure each one only has 3. Okay, just a little bit of runner. You can use liquid glue, you can use dots, you can bump it up if you want to. I didn't think it was necessary because I'm going to pop up the back. And then I'm going to start on the other side and just try to have it lined up as best I can so they meet in the middle. For my sentiment, again, I used the Stylish Shapes. I'm just going to hold it up so you can see. And I just cut it so that the little ends were off. Because sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want to do things a little bit different. I'm different. I like to do things differently. So I want to chat after the video today instead of before the video. A little bit more. Because I've got some big changes coming up. Okay, and then we're just going to center it. That's why it didn't matter if it was missing a little chunk in the middle. I did try to have at least one little partial of a dash line sticking out, and definitely one hole on the other cards that you can see there. Now this does stand up, so we need to add a little bit more foam to it. So we're just going to go 1, 2, and then I added a half a 1 on each end. So just a little half piece. Let me see if I can get the right angle here. Maybe down. So let's see. I added a half piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut just a piece of this right here. I'm going to go 4. And then I'm going to go in half. Or 3 and go in half. So we've got 2 nice little pieces that can go on the ends. And I wanted the flat piece out. So if anybody looked under the edge of my card, I would have that all nice and neat and tucked in. Just like so. I don't think I actually added any foam underneath the front. Did I? In the middle? No, I didn't add foam in the middle. I'm going to try to save this for the other one. For my sentiment on the other one. There we go. I got it off. Not always so lucky. Save that right there. And I'll put that off to the side. So I didn't put any in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. That's why I didn't put any in the middle, because it's got to fit down here. So you can still see most of the image. Hey, Tammy. So I have the twine, and I was like, should I use it? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. So I'm going to leave this one in the original design, and then I'm going to add a little bit of twine to the last one. So I'm going to move this off to the side so you guys can still see it. And this was a whole piece, so it was much easier to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my adhesive in the places where I need it. Center it in the space that's there. Too far, too far. It's like, is that the right? Yeah, that's the right side. I just had it too far over. So in between this layer and the sentiment layer, I actually want to add a little bit of twine. And of course, if you got ribbon or something else like that, you can always use that. To straighten it out, because it's extra curly, I'm going to use my bone folder lightly. I don't want to press on it so that it leaves an indent or eats away at my bone folder. It's just lightly. So this little end piece, let's do it a little bit better. So we're going to wrap it around 3 fingers. I don't think I started off with that long enough. So 3 fingers, a little spread wide. And then our ends I want in the middle. So make sure everything's nice and even. And then I'm going to pull these right here to the middle so that we only have, you know, X amount. 2 on one side, 3 on the other. Like that. We're going to add a little bit of runner right in the center. And we're just going to push that together. So 3 on one side, 2 on the other. And a little mess. Little nest. A little mess. A little messed. A little messed. I did that crooked. Why is it not laying down right? I'm all like, There. That's why. So I want this in the middle here. Because the little strings are going to get covered. And I'm going to twist this a little bit, just like so. The little strings are going to get covered by the sentiment. So we have our sentiment, and we want right in the center. So we've got that piece set. And if they're not separated, they're all stuck together. Just pull them apart, like so. Just to kind of get them going where you want. And then you can just kind of pull on them, make them a little bit longer, a little shorter. There you go. For this one, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to add 4 foam dimensionals. 5 years of saying foam squares. It's hard to break. Just saying. But Tammy, if you get a chance, you got to go check out the items that they put in for the SAB, the celebration. They added new things. So I'm like, I'm excited. I'm so excited. So on the ends, oh, I put that piece crooked. That's okay. A little crooked. Just means it's mine. And the same thing again. I'm just going to add it on one side, make it sure it's on the edge. And then I'm going to push it over just a little bit. There we go. Nice and straight. Now, one thing I didn't do on any of these was I didn't really add any kind of sparkle. So that one, and then this one. I didn't add any kind of sparkle. I really don't have anything except for these guys. And then I ran into this old friend right here, the original pokey tool with the little top protector thing on. So if you have one of these, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, it was one of the latest and the greatest things back in the day. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. This was one of the latest things back in the day. But if you grabbed it wrong, you knew it. Because it'll stab you to death. Just saying. Just saying. Great tool. Perfect tool. What does it mean, though? So I'm just going to add, I think 1. Just 1. Because it's 6 cards, so we're just going to add 1. And we're going to put them in different spots. They don't have to be in the same spot. It's the only one. It's going to stand out. So I'm going to come down here. So I got those 3. And then come in here again. Kind of just add them wherever. That's what I really like, is like I couldn't do that with the other one I have, the other tools I have. It's like it really gets underneath there and just sticks. Okay, so I got 1 of those, and I'm going to do 2 of the small. So pray we don't stab ourselves. We're just going to try not to stab ourselves today. That's all. Just have a little fun. Not make any huge mistakes. There we go. That one's done. I remember stabbing myself with this. Tammy, did you ever stab yourself with the original? Oh, man, it's harsh. Just right now, I'm praying I don't miss, because if I miss, I know what's going to happen. That one got 3? No, that one still got 2, so I'm going to do another one right here. Okay, so those are done. Move this one over and add. These ones are moving. They are moving all over the paper. That one went right underneath where I don't want it. So I'm just going to put it right there. So 3 done. So I always like to start with a big and then go with whatever comes up next. Kind of fits with the setting, either 3 or 5, and always in a triangle. That was one of the best things that I learned from Stampin' Up! Was always make your stuff pleasing, you know, make it symmetric and stuff. So if you do something over here, then you got to do something over there. Oh, it ran away. Did it leave its little glue thingy behind? It did. So I'm going to pick up the little glue thingy, and I'm going to put that down here. And then I'm going to pinch this, flip it over near the spot, and ba-boom. So yeah, I was really impressed with the items that they added to the SAB. Now, we all know that they're going to and everything else. More times than I can remember. Sorry I brought that up. Old injuries. And it was one of those things where I think everybody at the time was like, you know, it's like really dangerous, but I love it. And I'm like, I can agree. I understand. So those were the iridescent foil gems. First thing I learned a long time ago. Let's put that thing back in there. Put it back in here. And put it away. I found it at the back of a drawer. I was like, oh, I remember you, old friend. So those are my cards. The reason I wanted a card that wasn't going to take too long today is because I wanted to chit-chat tonight. So let me get those out of the way. Let me pull this down without turning it off, because I've done that. I'm going to move that. I'm going to flip that, and we're going to go back to me. Yay, me. So I've made all the orders. I've done all of the figuring out. The math has been done. And I'm redoing my craft space. For those of you who don't know, I have an 11 feet wide by 4 feet deep space in my primary bedroom. That's it. I used to have a big room, and I gave it up for my family. And I took this space. Twice I had big rooms. Well, 4 times. At the old house, I had 2 different spaces that were very large. And then when we first moved here, I had a very large space, and I gave it up for family. And then I had the dining room, and it was great, big, awesome space. And I gave that up so that we could put our dining room table back in there. People want to eat. I don't know why. And then I moved here into the primary bedroom. Now, our primary bedroom is 11 by 11. That's it. You can imagine 2 dressers, a queen size bed, and a lot of crafty goodness is all up in this space. But you can see my TV behind me, and if I'm turning that way, you can see my husband's junk behind me, and it's not very appealing. So I've purchased 2 new desks 2 new brand new desks and a new set of storage, a storage solution. It's a small storage solution, but I think it's befitting of the space that I have. And we'll be looking at pretty stuff rather than, what's all that stuff behind your shoulder even? I don't know what you're talking about. I keep leaning like this. So I'm going to be showing you guys the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and we'll be seeing lots of lives next week. Weekend. I said that right. And then I'm going to show you the before in all of its glory, the mess that it is. Why is all that stuff stacked over there? Never you mind. Never you mind. Versus, wow, it looks gorgeous. And that's my goal. My goal is to have my space accessible, well planned, everything in its own space, hopefully. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. And just more aesthetic for myself. I have had an IKEA desk that slopes in the middle. Yes, slopes. So when you see me saying, oh, it's getting away from me, I can't put twine anywhere near the camera because it will roll towards me. It's so sloped from me putting my arms on it all these years. I've had it since 2011. It's time to do an upgrade. Its cardboard innards have served me well. So we're going to be keeping the IKEA storage that I already have. We're going to be getting rid of the IKEA desktop. I keep the legs because you never know when somebody wants a desk. I'm going to be getting rid of my original cube storage, or not cube storage, drawer storage, which was all black. I had 3 of them. I'm down to 1, and I will probably put that on the marketplace. Clean it up, get it all undusty and dry and vacuumed out and everything, and put it on the marketplace for someone else to enjoy. I am also going to be decluttering, which is probably the biggest thing for me because I have things I don't use anymore. Other products. I only have 2 product lines in my life right now. I had like 10. And I decluttered earlier in the year, mid last year again. My friends have been very grateful to me. It's because of all the crafty goodness I got in the mail. So with that said, I hope that next week we will only have a Monday video because Wednesday the products are supposed to get here. Thursday I'm going to be putting them together. Friday we will have that's what your room looked like. Oh my gosh, really? That's what your space that's how tiny your space is? So from the wall to the back of my chair is 48 inches. That's all I have. It's a never ending. It is. It really is, because you get new stuff all the time and then you have to figure out where to put it. Well, I've made a plan where because we know the catalogs follow the catalogs, and that's the best way to plan. So I'm only buying 12 by 12. I'm not buying any 8.5 by 11. That was the first thing that I agreed with my husband. He says, how much paper storage are we going to need? I said, very little. That way I know exactly where my money's going. It's not sitting on a shelf being wasted. It's being utilized every single day that I'm crafting. Now, after the paper, you think about DSP, you think about ink, you think about all the extra things. I'm not going there. We're going to get there a little bit at a time. And I was looking at tchotchkes and storage utilization and stuff like that. I have old totes that I have been using that have served me well from Walmart. They are teeny tiny. Where's my tote? They are just itty bitty little totes, not too deep. Perfect size to go on a bookshelf, a regular bookshelf. If you have bookshelves, you know what I'm talking about. And you can only fit 3 of them on a shelf. I'm like, oh, that's kind of limiting. And so I was like, oh, well, Stampin' Up's already got the cases, and then it goes into the dies. What do I do with my dies? I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. I'm going to keep them right with the stamp set. So I have 1 shelf for celebration. So January to April. I have 2 shelves for the regular catalog, and I have 1 shelf for the holiday mini. That's my limits. I have a shelf with 5 shelves on it. One shelf is going to be some older storage, but still needed. Some items that I want to keep for my scrapbooking and stuff like that. And then the rest of it is kind of gonna go to wherever I can offload it to something else, you know. So that's my plan. Hopefully I'll stick to it. Things I'm keeping. Things I'm keeping. So let me go ahead and flip this around and give you guys a better idea. I said flip, dang it. There we go. So there's me on the monitor. Woo. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these little white shelves. I am keeping my pot storage because I love that for paper and everything else. I am keeping my color cube boxes right there that give me right there, those two. I'm going to keep those because those give me color ideas when I'm lost my mojo. Right in front of me, I have my IKEA storage. It's got my reading glasses, all of my stuff, some stuff for painting. It's got my inks, and this is where I had planned on building all of the Stampin' Up! Storage, but I don't have room. Aside from me, I have marker and my light. I'm going to move my light so I don't blind you. I've got my marker, my light, and everything else over here. All of my Stampin' Blends, some various tools, additional tools, retired, my Ohuhu markers, and my Copic markers, which will be going away. Where's it at? Beep. Okay. So you get an idea of what I have on my desk. That's everything that I have on my desk. Well, that's everything, Eva. Why do you need to reorganize? Well, that's not all that's on my desk. I also have my Chromebook. Next to me on a cart, I have my die cutting machine. Over here, I have a gigantic fan that I need to sleep with. You know, it's like, it's got to be on. My husband snores. I need white noise. Just saying. Additionally, I have another black bookshelf over there that holds all of my other product that I love and I'm not getting rid of. I've gotten rid of enough stuff. I've got a large filing cabinet that's going to be on my office side that's going to handle all of the non-Stampin' Up! Products. I'm going to divide and conquer, and that is my plan. And I hope that you will come along with me as I post these videos. Will I post them to Facebook? No, I'm not. I'm not sharing the links to Facebook. If you catch it, you catch it live. You'll be able to comment. If you don't catch it live, you can still leave a comment, and that's the best thing about it. So if you do like it, please share it because I think it's going to have some good information, like the horror that's under my desk. It's organized. It's not organized. This is crazy. I'm like, no. And that's the hope because my new space is going to be 38 wide by 40 or 40 wide by 38 deep, and that's from both desks. So the individual desks are only just under 20 inches deep, and some of my stuff is actually going to be on the second desk, not on the work desk, the workspace that I normally have. You guys have seen my workspace up close, but you really haven't seen it at the angle that I look at. So this is my workspace. I've got this to this. That is about 18 inches wide and about 18 inches deep, and that's it. So as far as that goes, you know, I've got a new holder coming for my tablet. It's going to be exciting. I think that's the thing, is that it's going to take a small space, give more people small space ideas. Because when you work in a small space and you don't have any place to grow, then you need to figure out the best way to keep everything within hand's reach. I'm a 360 person. If I can't reach it within the 180 degrees, or in my case, 160 degrees, which is a full turnaround, I'm not going to use it. I like to have stuff out so that I'm a visual person. I like to have things out so that I can see what I have and see what I'm needing and all of that good stuff. I put things in a drawer, they stay in there. There's certain things that are in drawers, like office supplies, like your post-it tablets, your notebooks and stuff like that, that they stay in there. Your 3D items that you can get, or your like cello bags and stuff like that. I already have one. It's full up with all of the stuff from the house. You can't do that in Arizona. You'll die. You'll die. Your stuff will die. Even with air conditioning, there's no way you could put enough insulation between you and 129 degrees. And it's just that way. So I'm happy here. I'm happy in my space. I just need to organize it, get it to it where it's a little bit more functional, and I think everybody will be happy with it. Because if I had to do it where I was just talking to you and you guys were looking at the ceiling, I'd need to have it about yay close, and that's kind of funky. So instead, we're going to get rid of the television behind me right there. And what is that? Oh, that's the dot for the light. I was like, what is in on my screen? It's like, do I have a camera on top of it? No, it's just the camera itself. Anyway, that's my plan. You've seen a little bit what's on my desk. Like, I've got things hidden and tucked that you don't notice right off the bat. So that's what we're going to be working on. I hope that when I go live, of course, my best friends and my crafty group, I will be sharing the links with you guys when I go live so I can get my little support group going. Sometimes when you go through something like that, you really need it. They're an important part of my life, and I appreciate every single one of them. So check out stampinup.com if you get a chance. Of course, if you need a demonstrator, you can always talk to my cousin, Tammy Hines. She's available. She's available. She's available. Also, my friend, Sandy, I can't remember how to say, oh my goodness. I can't remember how to sound out your last name. Cerise, I believe it is. So either Tammy Hine or Sandy Cerise. Of course, you can look at Marcy Busecker, and a bunch of other people that are fabulous, great crafters and everything else. Always looking to engage with new people. So check it out. Don't forget to look at the SAB while you're there. The celebration. At every $50 increment, you get something for free, and it's amazing. 48 sheets for free. I couldn't believe it. Of DSP, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to get it because I'm going to show you every single sheet in that pack that I get for free. I hope you'll check it out. I hope you'll go visit Stampin' Up. Until next time, I'll see you at 4 on Monday. Until then, stay crafty, my friends, and thanks for joining me. Bye. Trying not to get my finger in the screen this time. Nope, impossible. Impossible.